Hello guys, I'm back with another video for you today, and a really cool deck this time. I experimented a lot today with Northern Realms because I hadn't played the faction, and I figured maybe there was some room to try some stuff. Built this deck and didn't really need to change it, to be honest. It went very well. I won almost all the games I played with it. I had something like an 80% win rate, thereabouts. With this deck. It was very powerful, and it's running some very cool cards in my opinion. Not to mention that Northern Realms is typically thought of to be the worst faction at the moment. This deck kind of proved that wrong for me, and yeah, definitely a lot of cool stuff here. So it is utilizing one of the only remaining resilient cards in the game, which is Vandergrift. A nice little carryover 5 points. You get that into the next round if he survives and isn't purified or whatever. And also, we have Ronvid the Incessant, who will come back whenever you play a soldier, and he's just really a good body for Draug, to kill your own unit. He will come back anyway, get more Revenants. He can be another Revenant himself. Just all in all, a good carryover card in a Draug deck. This is a Vicious / Draug deck, so it's just a lot of good value cards, good value bronzes, good value golds, just good cards in general, a lot of humans to synergize with the Draug. And these carryover humans who also provide bodies, you play them earlier in the game and they come back in the later rounds to actually help out and become Revenants and, kill the opponent's board and help you win the game. So yeah, very strong deck. A lot of control options. We've got Philippa, Falibor, Merc de Bracket I was using as well, just as a backup option for Syndicate Defender, and because it works very well as just an 8 for 8, setting up kills for Revenants, and also when you use him in conjunction with, your Maulers, your Caraballistas, etc., you end up being able to kill a lot of stuff very easily. It can be very good for controlling the early game and shutting down those pesky engines that the opponent will play. And then, yeah, Sabrina with Draug is kind of the finisher combo, which you aim to get off after playing a few big humans like Falibor, Bloody Baron, etc. But really, this deck fights very well for round ones. You have some very strong bronze cards that can push, you're thinking double Enchantress, the Maulers, the Caraballistas, etc. And you can maybe throw in a Kira or a Falibor as well to help push round 1. And yeah, you can then use Carryover to abuse the opponent in round 2. Potentially, if you don't win round 1, you can play Vandergrift into round 3, and that's really strong. Or you can fork the opponent in round 1 and maybe play Vandergrift at a point where they need to be doing a different play to get ahead, other than dealing with Vandergrift. And in those situations, I've had many games where I just win on even and have Carryover, or I'm able to win on even. Or, just get the carryover and push them round 2 for an easy win in a lot of cases. So red coin, definitely nice for this deck. Blue coin, not bad though, not bad at all. You can get rid of some of your bronze cards, maybe play a Ronvid, develop that carryover, and just win the game from there. Deck hasn't really been struggling against much. Maybe Nilfgaard, Skellige are kind of the harder matchups, but they're not that difficult. Definitely feels like you have a chance against everything, and maybe just because people haven't quite adapted to playing against Northern Realms again, but overall the deck felt very solid, had answers to everything and just a ton of points, a lot of power plays, and was a lot of fun in general. Caretaker, by the way, is there to deal with defenders and poisons, etc., because Northern Realms doesn't have a good way to deal with defenders in general, other than maybe a Pella, but I think Caretaker's a bit better than that. Anyway, let's jump into a game or two and show you how this deck plays. Okay, going to be up against Precision Strike. We'll see what we can do about this.
What is it I fancy today?
They might be running some Scorches or Ignis or kind of shenanigans. So I like to mulligan Redanian Elites first. These guys are very good top decks, very good with Draug later. And then any other kind of useful humans. So Mauler could be one. Can also get moved around 1, and then maybe 1 Royal Guard can go here. Don't need all of those guys. So we'll probably start with a Royal Guard, just a chill play, and then follow up with a Ballista, protect it, get our Ronvid developed. So actually going to go with a crazy fledgling play. Good thing we have Philippa to deal with that. I think we just trade these cards. It's a good trade for us. And we're now not going to be threatened to lose on even cards. Just trade away those kind of power plays. 12p, 12p, we trade up a little bit. And he's now going to play Percival, which is a bit annoying, but I think I can just go with Ronvid. We can potentially Baron this after playing around a little bit longer. We've got to be a bit careful. Things like their Defender can maybe block the Baron. I've had a situation where I kind of got wrecked because I didn't have an answer for Defender, and couldn't Baron the Percival, so we're worrying about that. But for now, we can just play on a bit, play the Ballista here, on front row. Proc the good old Lamp Djinn. And we can possibly play the Baron this round. We can also maybe just get out of here before then. He has already committed Waters.
Got business for me.
Interesting. Looks like the opponent's actually going to play Smuggler. I think I'm going to try to kill that in a relaxed way. I'm going to play the Ballista here, kill it with it. If he like kills my Ballista, I can always play Fallible. I just don't want to overcommit to this round. There's the Defender. So we get a nice trade here with our Caretaker. I think we take that. And then of course kill the Hawker Smuggler. And now we have Baron to follow up onto Percival in a play or two. Maybe next play. To get some points. Kind of equalise a bit in this round.
Don't worry about me.
Although, maybe I should pass now. I'm a bit scared of Igni happening with Milena. Milena is an unusual card to see. Of course, we've got to be a bit scared of the Igni later. But it feels like if I play on here, I'm not going to be in a great spot if he does have that Igni. Kind of going to get squished. So I'm going to take a pass. Clearly values winning the round a lot. I think he probably has Scorch or Igni. Igni is more likely because of the Milena, but maybe he plays both. A little bit worried about that. We'll keep it on our mind. One issue is we have a lot of 7 strength units. Draug, Fallible, Baron is close as well. So we'll see how it turns out. Vandergrift's going to be very good here for carryover. Not looking at the Carryover because it's not a human. The rest of the hand is good. Let's keep. Hopefully we can get Kira and then manipulate the strength of our units that way. That might be quite useful. Boost something up very tall so it's not in range of the Scorch, Igni, whatever. Maybe he's going to push me here. Looks like he's going in with a tree on board play. It's quite interesting. Very strange. So I can probably just Vandergrift, just throw it out, although kind of not hugely into that play. I think actually it might be better to play the Sheila here. It could be that he just doesn't have Igni stuff, but he's actually playing movement and things like that. So I'm going to follow up with Falibor if he plays on here, and he kind of has to because now he lost a card for no reason. Yes, this looks like a Falibor. Get that 7 out of my hand, make the Scorch worse, and just now we're kind of winning, I think. Ronvid comes out. If he keeps pushing, I've got Vandergrift as a play. Merc to bracket to kill the beast. Kill the hawk. And there's going to be poison. That is a bit scary. So I think I'm going to take the Merc to bracket now before it's a bit weaker. He's probably going to play a poison. After he plays the poison, we have Vandergrift to get that carryover. And then we're kind of just out of the round at that point. And so is he.
Leave while you still stand.
Okay, Vandergrift time. Playing on front just to avoid bowman value. That carryover is really nice. Normally we would want to play this on the back row, but I'm just playing around the possibility. Looks like it's going to go in with Oak onto Vandergrift here. Which is an interesting move. Okay. So I wonder if the play here is actually holding on to the Drow. Quite possibly. We can potentially play Vicious Slash with Sabrina. We could also just transform one guy, but that's probably not good. I think for now the play is just a Baron. One way or another we'll have to use our other card, right? Sorry, I was just checking something there. I'm just gonna go all the way in here. We're never really gonna lose, and now, you know, now we can just play the Drow. Should we want to do that? Should it make sense to? And I think it does. We're gonna be able to actually get ahead. Of course, first we can reset this guy. And we're going to have a leader and he won't for round 3. Plus that run vid. Carryover.
I am ready.
So we just take that win. And that should be the game at this point. We'll see. We still obviously have to draw playable cards and he has to have a unit that we can Vicious Slash. But I think that's more than likely. Looks like he doesn't actually have Igni or Scorch, which is kind of good for us. And the Redanian elites are definitely good. I don't really want any damage here because it might just be irrelevant with my Vicious Slash already dealing some. Not the best hand, but obviously we have a leader up, so... And this little Ronvid carryover is quite cheeky as well. Vandergrift got dealt with, but can't deal with the Ronnie, the Ronvid. Always finds a way to win.
Long live the king!
Could have had a Kira or something, but to be honest we used most of our good cards defending the big push with Oak and leader and everything from him, so...
If this is me now, who was I before?
So I'll be very surprised if you can somehow, you know, make 16 points out of nothing. It'd be very unlikely. I think we got him. I think we managed to take that game. Alright, pretty easy victory, all things considered. Opponent tried to push and bleed out the Draug. It was the Ice Sloth, but just not able to. Alright, let's jump into another game and see if we can win again. Okay, I'm going to be up against Skellige. Skellige can be a little bit tricky. You've got to watch out for the Wild Boar, obviously. Can really hurt the Revenants, but if you play it correctly, I think it's not a terrible matchup. Let's get rid of Elites. They're very good for later on to counter the Wild Boar a little bit. Not so good round 1. Not so good. Can be dealt with by stunning blows and stuff like that. I always just like to get rid of them. They're very useful later, just for some easy burst tempo, 7 points. Draug bodies that are really durable. It's going to start with the Longship TA. We've got the Philippa to answer. I think we use it pretty much every time here. On front row in case we want to play Draug after playing Maulers. Really need to win round 1 against Skellige, so... Hand is a bit weak. We might not be able to. We'll see though. Philippa does give us some room to push, to do stuff. Let's play Mauler now. Doesn't matter too much if it dies. We have another one to follow up if we need. And I'd rather kind of keep the Royal Guards and stuff alive.
One for potions, one for soup. One for potions, one for soup.
One for potions, one for soup.
When I do the tenderizing, there's
We
nothing
can
left
hold
to
on to the
fry.
damage right now because he didn't answer it. Just develop a second one. We have a Savage Bear coming down. We can use Enchantress to just quickly counter that. I think we're going to go for it.
Your arrow shall fly
Now we
straight
can
and
think
never
about maybe just
strike
killing the
your
bear
foes.
in order to deny the second Druid. It's a bit risky because he could have a Savage Bear number 2 on hand, but I think I'm going to go for it. It should be okay. And then we've got Royal Guard to follow up. And we can actually take the round with Vandergrift. Very nice. So we're going to get that carryover value. Play it on the back row here.
No!
And we'll be able to use it to really push round 2. Really bully the opponent. Be aggressive after they gave up round 1 so easily. That's a really good result for us. We should be in a good spot now. Only had to commit Philippa to get there. And now we just mulligan the Enchantress. It's not so good now. And Ballista or Royal Guard. Probably Royal Guard, I think. Ah, maybe Ballista. Ballista's kind of useless. We replace it with a Carro Ballista, so... that is what it is. Let's play the Royal Guard here.
No audiences.
Just gonna push. We'll probably commit Draug this round and just go in with it. We'll see though. We've got to be a bit careful of Wild Boar and stuff. It's going to be a Delirium. Hopefully it doesn't kill the Royal Guard. It does. That's a shame. But not the end of the world. Caraballista now. Just want to get some damage on the board. Be able to answer engines if he plays any. Just got to be careful. Make sure that Wild Boar doesn't hurt too much. Fortunately we don't have Falibor to deal with this. But we do have Merkdebacker, which kind of is almost as good. I think I'm going to use it. I just want to deny the beasts for the druids. Can be a bit of a pain otherwise. Arguably they are not a problem because they will get dealt with by the Sabrina should we end up playing that. Okay, just going to be a boat now. I think I'm going to kill it with Vincent.
You sure as shit need.
It's a bit of an issue if we let it stick here. Just really want to shorten the round as much as possible. Maybe all the way down to last card even. Maybe not. Maybe we keep Draug, Sabrina. We'll see. Wow, he's actually going to commit the wild boar already. That's very, very early. Pretty sure we can punish this probably by going with Baron now. Using him to reset the Vandergrift. Sheila, Draug. We probably play our whole hand at this point because without the boar, there's not too much to shut down Revenants. We don't want to have to face that in the next round as well. Just have a lacerate, interestingly. A lot of row punish. Let's just get that Baron value real quick, and then we can use Sheila. And I think we sense blood in the water at this point. If he's playing Wild Boar and Lacerate this early in a round, probably means the rest of his hand isn't very good, or isn't very playable. Could be a scenario that he's holding on to, maybe. It's actually just going to be another Lacerate coming down. Very strange. Alright, we want a Sheila first, and then Draug. I think we're just going to push all the way in here. Don't want to give him the res on the Wild Boar. As long as we do that, I think we should be fine to win the round. He doesn't really have a good target for his leader right now. So the push should be pretty damaging. Pretty game ending, I think. And we'll finish it up here with, of course, just a Sabrina and killing our own Draug. Not the most points ever, but this should just be enough to kind of destroy him. Skellige's very bleedable in situations like these, especially if he committed all his longer round plays earlier on. It's just going to be a Morkvag, and then I guess he has to play leader, he has to play whatever else. A scenario maybe? Alchemy card, Freya I guess. Gideoneth, aha. So we do lose the round, but that's totally okay, guys. We got everything from him, and we still have a leader. And we still have lots of good cards in deck. I haven't used Falibor, Kira. Kira's not so good anymore. We might even consider mulligan it. It's, you know, something like a 7, maybe even a bit weaker. Yeah, let's get rid of Kira. Falibor, perfect. Big, chunky boys. 7 strength each. A leader to back it up. Should be a pretty effortless win, I think. It's very good that we got to win round 1 and play the Vandergrift. Skellige can be tricky otherwise, but here, not too bad at all. Let's just kill that boat immediately, I think. And then we can play the Redanian Elite. I think we should be fine whatever order we do things here. I'm playing this second, maybe. Caretaker can deny some bleed value for the Savage Bear that he's... yeah, there it is. And then we got Falibor to finish up. So, pretty strong round 3 from us. Didn't really have the best hand round 2 to bleed with, but it didn't really matter too much. Still able to get everything from the Skellige player here. Definitely a weakness of Skellige is its bleedability. Take it. Cool. So yeah, I had a lot of success with this deck. I'm not exactly sure if it's the strongest thing ever, but it definitely seems to hold its own in a lot of matchups. And Northern Realms isn't as bad as I thought. It seems pretty damn strong. The highest score that I have on ladder right now. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Have a good day. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.